What's up everyone? It's me again, I'm Ryan. Today I'll be doing another TF review which is on the third fanbot of Windblade. And this is also one of the 30th IDW figure. So let's look at the box. Here is the Windblade LG12, and that's her Japanese way of typing her name. And here is the side view of Windblade, and here's the back of the mandatory of Windblade, which has the detail of the bio. And here it's saying complete transformation from robot mode to vehicle mode. And as usual, some of the stickers that's showing you the current on sales of some cute Beast War TF figures, alongside with some of these animals that represent each of these Autobots. And here is the Twitter info for the TF in Japan, and some of the info and contact info on this toy. And here is the side view of Windblade with her Autobot logo. And here's the warning notice. So let's take a look at the manual instructions. So here is Windblade posing with her signature weapon, which is beam saber blade, if you can call that. So you see there's a translucent kind of pink and fused with a white gradient of white at the rear end tip of the blade. And here's her tech specs. For tech spec of Windblade, for the strength 7, intelligence 8, speed 8, endurance 7, rank 8, courage 7, fire blast 6, skill 9. So that's her tech spec with some little bio on Windblade herself. And the inside is a little short comic. Here she is wearing her favorite kimono alongside with Red Pat and Wespinator. So she's into attack mode and talking alongside with this Megatron of T-Rex from Beast Wars, and there they are grouping with Archie, whereas Windblade is transforming into her jet mode, where she has this little two side wind panel of the turbine that gives her a boost of speed or acceleration during the flight mode. And here is Metroplex, which basically is gripped in his hand while she's wandering, and at the end I think they all become joy and reunited. And here is the assembling instruction or guides from jet mode to robot mode. So yeah, that's about it. Let's look at the figure itself. So here's the jet mode of Windblade, along with the sheath, which comes also her signature weapon of the sword, which you can easily slide it out. And for the color, it's different from the Hasbro. Here you can see is translucent white and then gradient to pink. So it looks unbelievably cool, and it's exactly like the comic. And here the actual small little tiny fan, if you can call that, or a little bit of turbine, that is right there near the handle, and it's painted, not really painted, but it's like transparent white, if you call that. And that's about it. So I'm gonna slide it back to its storage of sheath, and here we take a look at the jet. The paint is different. Here the nose of the cockpit, it's totally white and then covered with the black at the bottom. And as for the landing gear, it's red color, and the whole windshield of the cockpit is blue, dark blue. And if you notice the side of the wing panel, here mostly covered in red color, same goes for this part, and the rest looks quite the same. And we would be transforming her into robot mode. Now for the articulation of the jet mode, here you can split its fin apart if you want. And you can still kind of pat it back, but yeah, I think it's supposed to stay as it is. Now for the turbine, you can fold it like that, just to face it towards the front. Well, you can kind of spin it just by using your fingernails. You can kind of spin it around. Yeah. And for the landing gear, you can basically fold it back to its compartment. That's about it. And you can pack this sheath right at the little hole of the pot, and if you see here, there's one little pack that meant to be sticking out, and you just tap it in like so to cover this little middle part of the gap, which you can see it, but the sheath will eventually kinda block the view from the bottom. So when you look at above, it shall be fully covered slightly, although you still see some little gap in between. But that's about it. So let's transform her into robot mode. So the first thing you would do is usual, unpack her weapons, which is the sword, unpacked out, and then you would like to separate these two pieces of the leg alongside with the wings, and here the side of the fuselage of the wings, this piece just spread out like that, and then slowly you like to stick her arms out like that, and then turn her waist around towards the front like so, and you can kind of pull down these heel parts and then turn it around. Same goes here. Take down the tips of their heels from the back and turn it around like that. So the tail fin is facing towards the back of her leg, and you're gonna untap this red piece of the leg and pull it down and tap it right towards the feet. Same goes here. So we have done the legs. Now let's focus on the upper part. So what you're gonna do, the nose cone here, you just flip it towards the back and tap it towards the waist or at the backpack, and then flip the whole chest towards the front. Just fold it up, fold it down like that, halfway through, and there is her head. Just pull it out. And now the next thing you would like to do is pack this whole arm of the shoulder right into the center or the side of the compartment of the chest. Same goes for this side. And pull her shoulder pad up like so, and then only you pack it back, meaning you have to fold it right back onto where the backpack clips right together with the whole upper body. So the last thing you need to do is fold this little bottom of the wing panel, fold it up. Same goes here, and there you have it. So here is Windblade in robot mode. Now for the articulation. Her head can go up, facing up, or down, and you can go left a bit and towards the right, and then tilting up towards the left, towards the right, and then towards the left. Yeah, she can basically look up like that if you want. Last but not least, her arms can go 360. Same goes for this part. And her wings, if you want, you can fold it up just like that. Same goes for this side. And the turbine, you can still fold up if you want, like that. And same for this side. Yeah, but I'm gonna stick it back to the original version, so it kind of make her look a bit sturdy or balancing. Now for this part you gotta be careful because it tend to snap. So yeah. Now for her arm, the elbow, one joint bend 90 degree, and her wrist can turn around 360 like so. Same goes for this hand, bend 90 degree, wrist turn around 360. So there's some 360 movement on the waist, which is pretty cool. And there's a ball joint on the leg, and she can do split kind of like that. She can sit like that, and her leg can go slightly up and tilt up a little bit more than 90 degree, so she can basically do kind of like great high kick, if you could see that, and she can knee bend 90°, and she can do a backflip of the leg up to this much. So that's about it. Too bad that the feet doesn't have any articulation, and it only support by this little piece of a heel, high heel, and that's about it. So that covers her whole articulation. And this piece you can kind of adjust it like that, and yeah. And for the paint job, the changes they have done, if you compare with the Hasbro versions, they managed to color this whole piece black, whereas in the Hasbro versions is red for the tie. And as usual, you can see the face paint is different. In Hasbro version it's totally silver, whereas for Takara Tomy is white color with an eyeliner of red alongside with some paint that makes her look like a geisha, which is pretty cool. And the nose cone here, as usual, you can see it's like yellow. That's all about it. And yeah, that covers everything. Now, the last thing you will need to see is this fan, this piece of fan, which, if you notice, in Hasbro versions, the translucent here is never painted, but here in Takara versions, they have painted it gold at the back of the fan. And as usual, she can hold it and doing all kind of geisha pose. So basically I'm gonna tap it back to her head, and this sheath here has a little handle which you can basically have her gripping it just by sliding right into her hand like that. And you can also, if you notice, the side of the tie here has a little bit of port which basically allows her to hold the sheath, or just tap it right into the little slot, and there she is, having the sheath sticking right on her legs. Same goes for this one, so you can basically having her to carry it either left or right of her legs, just like that. And nonetheless, you can also have her holding the sheath while using the other hand to grab hold of the sword. And that looks cool. Now her heels also tend to have a little bit of a problem in Hasbro versions, but for Takara it's intact very well, and that is the best part about the Windblade. Of the joint is pretty well intact, no loose parts, so she can easily no loose joints, so she can easily balance it off without any problem. And now she's posing with Chromia and Archie. And they have become one of the greatest fanbots that finally reunited, and they look wonderful. So yeah, And I managed to do a paper cut of her apron, so to make her look cute. And that's amazing, isn't it? Now, she doesn't come with any stand, but you can use any Figma stand, such as this one. And I almost forgot to mention the nose cone here. At the bottom here, there's a little white port which you can basically peg it right at the back of her and have her doing all kind of amazing poses. So what I'm gonna do here, you can do it like that, just by holding the shift and having her legs up by one band on the knee, as if she is about to do a tag post, and you can basically put her on display like that. And that's like cool, isn't it? And I think that basically covers the whole review on the Windblade. I hope you guys like my review, and remember, subscribe, share and like it. And if you still have any questions or whatsoever, you can leave the comments below. I'm Ryan here, signing off. Bye.